Hey YouTube, we got another Beyond the Hype for you, and this one is most of them I've done. I was like, okay, this is maybe a little overranked. This should be still be good, and then this one is like kind of interesting. Dragalge, so it's ranked 60, so it's already on the lower end. You know, most of the GBL that we play is like very top 30 focused, and then you have these sprinklings of 40, 50, and 60 Pokemon, and here it is sitting at 60, and I have seen it a ton, so I'm like, okay, I got to test it out. So it's in terms of its stats, it's sort of like mid. 120 attack, 140 defense, 115 stamina for 1900 overall. So it's one of those where it's like you can probably take a move, but you're gonna be pretty low. And the 170 attack is not high enough to do any sort of like one shot, even with outrage. Some of those may not one shot. But now let's go typing first before we go what acid does to this Pokemon. It is a poison dragon, which is a kind of very unique typing. Sorry, dragon off the poison offsets like the dragon fairy weakness. So you're weak to dragon because of the dragon, ice because of the dragon, psychic, and ground because of the poison. So the resistances you have here, you're double resisting grass, single resisting water, poison, fire, fighting, electric, and bug. So a lot of nice resistances there, especially some of the main meta there and like fighting, water, poison, bug now, right? So electric if we see more Dedennes, but it has play rough. Oh, that's neutral. So you know you have a lot more options for resistances than you need to worry about the weaknesses in the meta. So it was already like a kind of niche Pokemon to begin with because of its the moveset was really the thing that was lacking on this Pokemon. You had Aqua Tail, which just is non-stab, same type attack bonus, so it's only 35 for 55, 1.57. It's not a great move. It was often used as the bait move before you finally got to one of these harder hitting moves. Now, that was either Outrage, 60 for 132, 2.2 damage, so lots of damage there, or some use Gunk Shot, some went Spicy Focus Blast. So usually like Gunk Shot to deal with like fairies that you're going to have problems with as a dragon to a certain extent, because when you ran Dragon Tail, you needed something for the fairies. But now it has Acid. And Acid is less damage than Dragon Tail, because Dragon Tail is a pretty good move for damage, but it is one turn faster. So now you're getting to these sort of nukes quicker. So, and this is where I think this Pokemon is strength is, right? Because if you look at the Dragon Tail, not only is that a 3-turn move, your best is you're going to just be doing, you pretty much only when you play this Pokemon, we're going Dragon Tail, which did a lot of damage, and then the Aqua Tail, because it would take way too long to get to these other moves, right? 21 to get to an Outrage, 24 to get to the first Focus Blast, or wait, no, 27 to get to the first Focus Blast, 27 to get to the first Gunk Shot, right? So it was just a very, very, very slow charging Pokemon. So you basically only went Dragon Tail, Aqua Tail. But now you have options. So now it's only Acid. Yes, it's doing less damage, but 3.6 damage is not inconsequential in itself. And with that non-inconsequential damage, because you get stab on this, you now get to the Aqua Tails. Again, Aqua Tail, not a good move, 10 and 8. But more importantly, you're getting to those Outrages, 132 damage in 16 and then 14, which gives this thing way, way more play. So I paired it with, I just kind of looked here and said like, oh, what are some options? And I saw Ferret or Golisopod. I'm like, okay, cool. Ferret, Golisopod, because they are two safe swaps that I can use in this meta. I don't think I would do this exact same team again, as I found I struggled with steals and some, steals to a certain extent, because Acid and Fury Cutter, no, sorry, not steals, ghosts. And maybe steals too. Steals and ghosts, because both Steel and Ghost resist Acid and they resist Fury Cutter, the bug. So maybe I would probably pair it with, Ferret was fine, but maybe a third Pokemon that just doesn't have the same resistances that Acid and Fury Cutter would have together. So that is it. Put it on the lead because I always like to see how these things do early. Let's take a look at the battles. And the first one here, we have Magcar Go. So Magcar Go is a rock fire. So the rock is resisting the Acid. So that is too bad. But Aqua Tail, even though it's a bad move, is double super effective. Super effective on the fire and super effective on the rock. So it's one of those that you can stay in. Now, I could probably live a Rock Tomb because the fire Incinerate is resisted on the dragon. But if you take a Rock Tomb, you're putting yourself pretty low here. So I shield. They commit the double shield as well. They're going to want to get the second Rock Tomb off to lower my attack for a second time before I hit them with a super effective move here. But get into the Aqua Tail, and again, just the pacing on this thing right now. Yes, Aqua Tail, not a great move, but 5-4, 5-4, and double super effective. Am able to get to the move here to take it out. So take out the Magikarp. What are they going to come in with? Feraligatr. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bank this energy that is 2 times lowered and catch on the Glycopod, catching a resisted charge move, resisted Hydro. They are farming up, so they're just going to get that Hydro back, and I was going to say bank it, but they unfortunately going to have to take an X-Scissor first before they bank this. So they do live, and they actually did throw, which is kind of surprising. I thought they would try and bank that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think they're switch locked. No, they're not. But it is a Superior in the back. I'm going to come, not Superior. Superior would make sense. It is not a Superior. It is, I forget what the Grovel or the other grass Pokemon, which is not good in the Great League. So take it out with the Outrage with ease. There. Gligar. Resist the acid. So right off the bat here, we got 2, but it is also weak to water. That's kind of where your strengths of the ground and rock resisted. Ground and rock will resist acid spray, but you can hit super effective with Aqua Tail. That being said, it is ground. Ground has dig. Dig is super effective against poison, so I need to respect that, and I do shield that up. Getting off another move, they catch the move on Dusclops, which is a nice catch, unfortunately for me, but what is fortunate is one of my answers is your Ferret, which is why Ferret makes sense, because Ghost is going to resist poison. Having an answer for Ghost, aka a dark type Pokemon or dark type move at least, is helpful. So we'll get the Ferret on it, taking the resisted moves. They can still throw Ice Punches, and Ice Punches will chip. So they will chip me here down to the yellow. But I have maybe close to a Swift coming out of this, and a buffed Sucker Punch at that. And it is a Dedenne in the back, so I'm buffing my attack. I don't really know if I need to buff my attack again. If anything, I should have just gone double Swift here, because they're now going to get a move off. Yeah, maybe I should have gone double Swift instead of throwing that Trailblaze. I think that probably would have been better. They get the Parabolic Charge off. Poison is super effective on the Fairy. Obviously, Outrage is resisted, so you just have to go Aqua Tail here. They do shield. I was worried a Play Rough would take me out, so I do shield, I believe. Because I really don't want my... Or do I... Yeah, I was supposed to say. Because I don't want my Glycopod to see this. So I'm just trying to get this out of here as fast as I can with this Pokemon. But, 2 or 3 times boosted here. I forget how many they've thrown. Really takes me down. Gligar comes in. Here's the Aqua Tail again. So this should take out... Oh. But they are... Unfortunately, get screwed anyways. I mean, I think I maybe should have won this anyways. But they are... they get the unfortunate... rolling ball of death or whatever to take them out. Okay. Electric on the lead, so good lead. They get into Gligar. I will try and chip with Aqua Tail. Eventually going into Ferret, just because Glycopod would take super effective from flying, so I really don't want that to happen. So they do dig me. I should have maybe matched shields. But I just know they're going to outpace me now. So what I think I'm trying to do is buff my attack to out Sucker Punch. And they get to a move. But if I think I remember, I have to burn the second shield, which is not what you want to do in this scenario. Yeah, I do have to burn the second shield here because I have energy and I'm trying to keep alignment, the electric on my Dragalge, as opposed to seeing it on my water Pokemon. So that's why I fought so hard. But, you can fight hard, but also just going down 2 shields just put you in a pretty tricky spot. They do farm down, and in the back it is a Jellicent, and Jellicent resists acid and resists Fury Cutter, and this is what I was outlining at the beginning of this video. You don't really want to have 2 Pokemon that are both resisted by Ghost in a meta that I think, as you're going to see on Monday when I do that video, I think Ghost should be pretty heavily prominent moving forward in this GBL meta. So this is all for naught. Everything's resisted. They have a ton of energy. And as you're going to see about the health here, this is good just to show what Dragalge can take. You live a Shadow Ball. Like I said, you can live a lot of moves, but you will be in the yellow to red for some of these hardish hitting moves like Shadow Ball, right? So you'll live, just not with a ton of HP left. Umbreon. So kind of neutral, but this is one where Outrage is a must now, right? There's no point of throwing Aqua Tail if you can get to these Outrages in 16 and 14. I could have played, honestly, I could have played that matchup out. I don't even really know why I'm going Glycopod, especially with the Fred in the back. I think it probably just would have been smarter to play it out with Acid and Outrage. They eventually get into Dedenne. Aqua Jet here will do some good chip, and they shield. So here comes the second one. And they once again shield, which is interesting. Are they trying for the aggressive farm down, realizing they're not going to get it? Acid is super effective, but Aqua Tail obviously is not going to put on a lot of fast move or charge move pressure here. But maybe I can combo 2 Acid, 2 Aqua Tail here. So here comes the second one. I probably shield. Yeah, I'm already at like 60% health, so I'm not really going to test what is a possible play rough. They boost their defense, so this Aqua Tail probably does not take out. Not even close. The Umbreon comes back in. I'm going to stay in this matchup. I can maybe live a foul play here. I should be able to live a foul play. Umbreon is just not very attack heavy. And I need to get this Outrage off here because Sucker Punch is going to have a tough time taking it down. And we kind of, I was going to say CMP, but we don't CMP. But you know what? Leaving them with a couple HP, maybe the best case scenario. I can Sucker Punch down from this range. So 3 Sucker Punches. Give me a little bit of energy here in case the Dedenne comes back in. But it is a Clodsire. I never knew. I should re-look up these sims here. I don't know how to play out the Ferret Clodsire matchup, even though this match has played out a ton. I think the right play is Trailblaze first and then just go double Swift after. I'm showing a potential Earthquake here. They come with Dedenne. I'm not super worried about the move here because I can live any move that this throws. And I commit to the farm down. Allow me coming out with 2 Swifts. And like I mentioned just right now, 2 Swifts after Trailblaze will take out from this range, even though I did not get the additional Sucker Punches on this. You really don't need it. So I think Trailblaze double Swift is the right play. But if there's another way, like triple Swift, let me know. But those added up Sucker Punches, once boosted, probably help that matchup. Okay, Dedenne again. Dusclops as a safe swap. So yes, good lead, good swap here. Although, I was shocked by this. So I was like, okay, great lead. I'm just going to throw the Trailblaze right away to boost this attack, and then I'll just Sucker Punch down. And I know the pacing on this thing is insane, but holy smokes, they're going to get off 3 Ice Punches here. And the third one will put me down to like a couple HP left over here. So I wanted to commit to the farm down, come with energy, but they get off a third one here to take me deep red. So what should be a dominant matchup, resisting Ghost and hitting super effective with Sucker Punch. I'm in the deep red. Now I have, what, almost 2 Swifts. So it's not like it's just, look how close this matchup. If I wanted to throw it earlier, I could have. But coming out with 2 Swifts here to take this either down to the red or grab a shield is probably a better scenario. And I just take it down to the red, and they eventually come in Gligar. So I have 2 healthy Pokemon. Unfortunately for me, 2 healthy Pokemon that both are fast moves are resisted by Gligar, and both of their charge moves can hit super effective against me. So what is going to come down to, if I remember, is a catch on Dragalge of a Aerial Ace here. And there it is, catching the Aerial Ace. Dump the energy, take neutral, get to the Aqua Tail. This will chip, but will not take out, but they still may shield. Yeah, I put them pretty low. Shadow on. And they try and catch, and they do catch. So nice catch back there. But my Golisopod almost has a move. So it does not matter. They're going to correctly try and throw the move before I get to the Aqua Tail, but I'm basically at an Aqua Jet, so we just let this go. Come in, get the Aqua Jet off. Still had a shield, so it's not like they could throw anyways. Take them out for the win. Stunfisk. Poison, resisted on ground. I'm starting to, my guess, and again, I don't want to just keep saying like, this is what I think. Go watch my video on Monday when I'm going to say the same thing. My guess is that you will see an increase in Ghost, Steel, and Ground because of all the poison and bug buffs. Now, ground does make sense because ground is resisted by bug, but because of all the poison buffs and because there's going to be more steals to deal with that, I think ground still has a lot of play in here. But I can definitely see more poisons, more stuff that resists poison and bug. So ghosts and stuff like that, I think you're going to see, and steel, I think you're going to see a lot more of that than you were used to in the past couple seasons. That's my early feel of GBL, but would love to know your thoughts below if you have any on the current state of the meta. And I say that as I'm filming all these videos way in advance. So even if you give me your current state, I'm not reading it before I shoot my Monday video. I think this is going up. I'm trying to remember here. I'm pumping out a lot of these videos. I've been excited to play. I think I've played every single set every single day so far. I'm filming this on Friday to go up on Sunday morning. So I'm filming this Friday to go up Sunday morning. I'm going to film another one right after this to go up Sunday afternoon. Nope. Palm I already did for Sunday afternoon. I'm filming my Toxtricity thanks to you guys, which I'm going to just... I didn't actually watch Home Slice Henry or Yonkers. I saw both of them. So both of them said, oh, look at these matchups. It's crazy. I hated this Pokemon. It is terrible. It is a Sims hero. It is so glassy. You need the Wild Charge, and Acid and Wild Charge are resisted by a lot of things like ground stuff. So it was not for me. So I'll do that analysis Monday morning, and then Monday afternoon we'll do the meta analysis. So I'll probably shoot that video. This is Friday, so I'm probably going to shoot that video Saturday for Monday, which means by the time you watch this, I've already shot the video. Trying to get ahead, and then what? We got Ultra League and what coming up? Like a Fossil Cup? Yeah. Which is what? 3 typings? Water, Rock, and Steel with Ultra League. Okay. So we'll probably do half and half. We'll do top Ultra League teams and top Fossil Cup teams on Tuesday. And I gotta imagine I'll play a bit of both as we have that. Anyways, let's just do, how much more battles do I have here? A few more minutes of battles. Yeah, I'm done talking. It's very easy. Lead, you're getting out of Fret. This is the thing. Fret and Golisopod are both great save swaps. So you could save swap either, in my opinion. And really, I'm only leaving stuff that like really causes Dragalge problems, which is stuff that usually resists Acid and one of the charge moves. So if it resists Acid or hits super effective against you. So Ground is an immediate move. Steel is probably an immediate move into one of the other 2 Pokemon. What else did I say you're weak to? Ground, Ice. Yeah, Ice, depending on the Ice Pokemon, I'll probably get out into one of the other 2. Yeah, I definitely will get out that Ice. So anything that you're weak to or Acid or maybe the Outrage you're going to have problems with, get out into one of the safe swaps. Play out the matchup, see if you need to flip switch. That is how I would play this team. Again, I don't know if I'd use Golisopod and Dragalge, given the amount of things that will resist both Bug and Acid, in particular Ghost. As I was looking at what is going on next week, Ultra League and the Fossil Cup, yes, of course, we will play Fossil Cup to a certain extent. I hate those 3 typings. Yeah, it's a lot of Gastrodon, Ferrothorn, Jellicent, Togedemaru, Poliwrath, Shadow Scizor now, Berserker, Whiscash, Lantern. So we've seen this meta before. It's very limited. Don't love it. I think more people would like... I think more people would probably like Ultra but play Great League of this because it's a Great League. I have not looked at the Ultra League yet. Holy smokes. I have not looked at the Ultra League yet, the rankings. The number 1 ranked Pokemon in Ultra League is Bellibolt. Sucker Punch, Parabolic Charge, and Zap Cannon. And I guess when you have a hard-hitting Sucker Punch that charges decently quick and a Parabolic Charge that boosts your defense on a Pokemon that is already pretty defensive heavy, I guess it makes sense that you can run through a lot of these Pokemon with that combo. The drawback is, again, you only have electric charge moves, Parabolic Charge, Zap Cannon, so you're kind of limited in Pokemon like Dragons, Ground. These things are going to cause you problems, so you're going to have to rely on your Sucker Punch there. Then you got your normal Lapras, Corviknights, Fortress. Am I in the right? No. Why isn't XL Pokemon? Why aren't they showing XL Pokemon? Let me just confirm that these rankings are right. Yeah, they're just not showing XL beside the names. Weird. Because like the number 5 Pokemon is Fortress from level 45 to 50, but it's not showing that it's XL. Dusknoir is number actually Dusknoir number 6 level 50, 0, 15, 15. It's not showing that it's XL. So PV Poke's got a weird, even Bellybolt's probably like a, oh no, Bellybolt's could be, yeah, level 52, 0, 15, 10. So it is still a bit XL'd. So PV Poke's just not showing up the XL for some reason, even though it's showing the rankings. So yeah, Bellybolt, Lapras, Corviknight, Fortress, Dusknoir, Moltres, Grumpig, Feraligatr, Giratina, Golisopod. So again, Tentacruel, which I expected to increase. So you got your like buff Pokemon and Bellybolts and Fortress and Moltres and Golisopod. Higher ranked, you still got your staples and Giratina's there. Lapras, once I got Psywave, is still up there. Tentacruel's the buffed one. Primeape's still up there. Jellicent's still up there. So not a ton. I mean, there is some up and down, but for the most part, it should be a more or less stable Ultra League. Interesting. Oh no, that's Drapion. Sorry, Drapion, Dragalge right beside each other. Toxtricity 39. Maybe it plays better in Ultra League, but does not play well in Great League, in my opinion. Anyways, maybe before I shoot that video, I'll just go see what those two guys said about it, because I saw both of them put out videos on it, but I didn't actually watch the videos yet. So maybe I'll watch to see what they say, because the thumbnails at best look very not clickbaity, but kind of showed that it was strong. But I don't know if that's actually what they say in the video, which again could be clickbaity in itself if you look at it from that perspective. Okay, I think this is the last seconds of the battle. It is. Anyways, that's Dragalge. I think it will have play in this meta. Again, I think there's going to be a good amount of Ghost and Ground and Steel, which would limit it a bit. So I think it's probably accurately ranked in the 60ish range, but it's one of those 60ish Pokemon that you would use, right? There was always Pokemon like Drapion and Dugong and Superior that were ranked in the 50, 60, 70 range. So it's like one of those, it's like they're appropriately ranked, but they're going to be more used than their ranking shows. But the rankings make sense based on the limitations of the Pokemon, right? Superior is a beast in neutral to super effective situations, but if you go against a Steel or Pokemon like Sandslash, you are going to get killed. So it makes it like the rankings itself make sense against the meta, even though in neutral situations, all of these Pokemon play higher than they should. And I think Dragalge, where Acid and Outrage is neutral, I think this Pokemon has a lot of play. Where one of those two are resisted, I think you're going to have problems. And if one of those two are resisted, that's a good amount of the meta with all the resistances to those two typings. So I think it's because of that accurately ranked. Anyways, that is it. Let me know your thoughts if you play this Pokemon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.